Hello everybody, Cal Banyan here, Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. And I want to tell you, I've got a very special video for you. It is an insider look at something that I did for some of our recent graduates. There's this mumbling that goes on out there by some hypnotists that aren't doing so well. Oh, nobody can make money in the hypnosis profession. Well, that's not the way it is in my experience. So, at the end of the class, I sat down with them and crunched some numbers. Some hypnotists do make money and some don't. Some make a very professional income. I'm going to talk about these things, and the numbers don't lie. So here's an insider video I made for the hypnotists about to graduate to motivate them to get to work. All right, here's the video. All right, look at this slide here. I'll tell you what, I'm not a big numbers guy, but here are the numbers. And I'm not promising you're going to make any particular kind of money. I'm not going to say you're going to make $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year doing this work. But I can tell you that there are five-pathers who are doing that. And sometimes it helps just to crunch the numbers. That's what I did when I graduated. I had been working as a family therapist, Lutheran Social Services in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and then moved to Minneapolis and got into the profession of hypnotism and opened up my center. And right away, I had to figure out, can I replace my old income? So I started crunching the numbers. I said, oh gosh, I really can. And I can actually do better than I did as a family therapist. So let me crunch some numbers here. Now, if I've got a number that's not exactly right, please don't. I'm not an accountant. I'm not that kind of person. I put these numbers together for you. If there's a mistake in here, let me know, but it's an honest mistake. And I do round some numbers just to make it easier for us to understand. Okay, let's say you graduated and you did the research you needed to do to figure out how much you want to start off with, okay? Now, when I started off 25 years ago, the average price for a hypnosis session was $65. So the numbers I'm going to be running by you are very realistic. And in the beginning, I kind of lowball so that it's believable. So here we go. As you can see here on this slide, I've got a column. It's clients per week, fee per session, approximate number of hours you work that week, earning that week, earning that month, and earning that year. So let's say you're just a brand new five-pather. You get your Google ads out there, you get on Yelp, you do whatever, use your circle of influence, and you get only 2 to 3 sessions a week. And you're charging way below average, like $100 per session. What does that add up to? Well, you can see 2 to 3 clients a week, $100 a session. That's what, 2.5 to 4 hours of work a week. And that's the last time I'm going to use a decimal point. Okay. That is an extra $200 to $300 a week for working 2 to 3 hours a week. Really low fees, right? That's an extra $800 to $1,200 a month. And that's an extra $9,600 to $14,400 a year. Wow, that little bit, a couple hours a week, can really make a difference in lifestyle and what kind of car you drive, a lot of different things. In fact, for some people, it could be part of an apartment payment or a house payment. But let's see, that's really lowballing it. Okay. Now, let's say then you got up to where you were doing 5 to 8 clients per week, still only charging $100 a session. How does that work out? Let's look at this chart. So 5 to 8 times 100, that's about 8 to 10 hours a week. That's an extra $500 to $800 a week. And that's $2,000 to $3,200 a month, which is an extra $24,000 to $38,400 a year. Yes, now we're starting to talk some numbers that mean something. That's 5 to 8 clients a week. Now, let's say you're moving along, you're developing, you decide to up your fee just a little bit, $150. Okay. And then what do? Say, okay, you've been working, you've been doing a few months, you've been putting the sweat equity in. Now, I'm not guaranteed that you just graduate and you start making this money. It's a business. You got to put some time, money, and effort into it, right? But it's the best investment you ever made if you're willing to do what you need to do to go from classroom to clients. So let's say you're doing 10 to 15 clients a week. That's same thing. And that would be at $150. That's 12 to 19 hours a week. That's still very part-time. Part-time is considered like 20 hours to 35 hours. Well, here we're only talking about 15 to 20 hours a week, and that's an extra $1,500 to $2,250 a week, and that's $6,000 to $9,000 a month, and that's $72,000 to $108,000 a year. That, my friends, is a professional income. Now, we did survey. We surveyed the members of the 5-path group. We said, okay, you guys are in there. You're actually doing the work, seeing clients on a regular basis. How much are you charging? And they were charging around $200, somewhere between $150 and $250 per session. Let's lowball that again. If you were doing 15 to 20 sessions a week, so what is that? It's 3 sessions to 4 sessions a day, full time, okay? And you were charging $200 a session. That's 19 to 25 hours worth of work that week, seeing clients. That brings you up to $3,000 to $4,000 a week. And that brings you up to $12,000 to $16,000 a month. Okay, now we're getting into some very nice incomes. Some incomes that, you need a master's degree or a PhD or many years in a profession to be making. So what does that mean? If you're seeing 15 to 20 clients a week, $200 a session, that's 19 to 25 hours per week of actually face-to-face work, $3,000 to $4,000 a week, $12,000 to $16,000 a month. Let's add that up. Ka-ching. $144,000 to $192,000 a year. Wow. Now, a lot of you don't have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a PhD. And if you do, you realize that that's a really good income. But can you imagine making that kind of income? I had a student, so proud of her. She went through the class, and you know what? The first time she went through the class, 7-path and the secret language of feelings was really hitting her. And she decided that class, she was mainly going to process what she needed to process for herself so that she could get beyond some of the blockages and other things like low self-esteem and that stuff. And she told me that her husband was a pharmacist and a chiropractor. So he made pretty good money. She was a school bus driver. So she didn't make nearly as much money. But she saw the potential in this. She came back through my class the second time. And the second time, she had done the work on herself with 7-path. She had the secret language of feelings, okay? Gold in for gold out. And she has changed person. She was on fire. She went through the class again and really learned what you need to learn in class about being a 5-path hypnotist, a 7-path self-hypnosis teacher, and boom, she got it. Then she decided she wanted to go through the class a third time. This is like a couple years later because she wanted to just update because she heard there'd been some updates and stuff. And she says, Cal, I want you to know that I'm now making more money than my husband, who really makes a good income because he's a pharmacist and he's a chiropractor. I guess, give me knuckles. I said, give me knuckles, right? So that was so awesome. So that's one thing you might want to consider is going through the class again. All right, so there, let's look at the next little chunk there. After you've been in for a while, say you've been doing it for a couple of years, what's your future look like? Here's still not seeing a ton of clients, 15 to 20 sessions a week at $350 a session, and we have lots and lots of 5-pathers that do that. That's 19 to 25 hours a week. That means if you wanted to, you could have 3-day weekends every weekend, right? So I want you to get supercharged. I want you to think about what this profession can mean for you if you dig in and you go from classroom to clients. I'm going to have some tips and a special way that you can do that to make it almost a no-brainer to be able to do that. That's one of the main reasons I'm talking to you today. So 15 to 20 clients a week, $350 a session, 19 to 25 hours of work each week. That's $4,500 to $7,000 a week. That's not a mistake, a week. And then that turns out to be $18,000 to $28,000 a month. And that turns out to be $216,000 to $336,000. Now, that starts putting you in the top incomes in the USA. If you live in the USA, you're probably up in that top 5% of everyone of incomes in the United States and certainly in the world. Buckle down, learn what I taught you, go deep, don't go wild, don't go wide. So one of the big mistakes that five-pathers sometimes make, and lots of hypnotists make, they get out of class and they go, oh, I'm going to go take a class on NLP, and I'm going to take a class on EFT, and I'm going to take a class in public speaking, and I'm going to take, that's going wide. You don't get good going wide. You want to go deep into what you learned in class. That's how you get these incomes. Go deep, not wide. All right. So that's why one of the big differences between our school and every other school, and our organization, every other organization, is you go to other organizations or schools and they teach you hypnosis, then they teach you NLP, then they teach you EFT, and you never get good at anything. You become, what do they call that? Where you're master of none. Oh, jack of all trades, master of none. Bingo. I got it. I knew it would come to me. If that hadn't come out, I would have to do some major editing on this video. All right. So now let's look at the average. I told you I did some surveyed our five-path group, talked about the people that they feel like they have a reasonably good hypnosis office going. They say they're seeing 10 to 15. This is the next column over there, 10 to 15 clients per week, and they're charging on average, like I said before, $250 a session. That's 19 to 25 hours a week of client face time. That's what most professions would call part-time. So they're making between $2,500 and $3,750 a week. That's $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And that's $120,000 to $180,000 a year. Kaboom. I hope I've got you excited. You know, if you let some things get in your way and you didn't really move forward like you wanted to in class, I want you to know that the five-path IAHP is behind you. I want you on that message board. I want you on the members area looking through everything. I want you to go deep, not wide. Okay. You don't want to be jack of all trades, master of none. Now, some people say, Cal, what do you do? I said, well, I only see a few clients a week because I'm busy doing other things like writing and teaching and things like that. And they said, well, give me some general numbers. I said, okay, on average, I probably see 4 clients a week, 4 to 6 sessions. That means I work seeing clients 5 to 8 hours a week. My fee's $500 a session. So what does that mean? With working just 4 to 6 hours a week. Now, I'm not saying you are going to make this money because it's work. You know, I've been in this profession for a while, I'm well established. Okay. And that's your job now is to put the time, money, and effort into this so that you can build your career. All professions require ongoing education and development, which comes next. All right. So 4 to 6 clients a week. That's working 5 to 8 hours a week seeing clients. And then we've got $2,000 to $3,000 a week. That's $8,000 to $12,000 a month. And then that's $96,000 to $144,000 up a year. And that of course, that doesn't include, you know, books and training and other things that I do, supervision with five-pathers and stuff like that. So I want you to dig in, go deep, not wide. All right. Oh, let me have a sip here. Well, all right. There you go. There's the numbers. There's the facts. There it is. You now know, even with great training and great support, it's still a business. It is not a get-rich scheme. It can be a hobby if you want it to be. What's the big difference between a hobby and a business, a profession? Well, hobbies, you spend money on the hobbies and you just get the enjoyment out of doing it and learning it. But for a profession, it should provide you with a very professional income. As you can see from the numbers I've been crunching, that's possible. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you'll make anything. It has to do with getting the greatest training, the greatest support, staying focused, and digging in and taking your business seriously. All right, I hope to see you in class and have you join our 5-Path community, and let's do great things together. All right, that's it. Cal Banyan on calbanyan.com. You can see my course schedule there. It's always there, ready for you to join in and become a 5-Pather. All right, that's it. Bye for now. Over and out.